So I have a lot of videos I'm going to be deleting off this channel in a couple of days. But anybody who actually heard what was going on, I don't want them to be missing information if they were worried. I don't want to leave people worried or anything like that. I literally feel like I was in a sitcom today. Like my brain is like, was this some kind of joke? I cannot believe this happened. So for anybody who caught my video earlier today, I was having some engine noise. I was just trying to get, sort of some feedback on what it could be, or whatever. And so I went to the O'Reilly's because it was the closest auto parts store. Now, I don't know what kind of luck you guys seem to have with the people in these auto parts stores, but there are clearly people, every time I've gone, who tinker with cars maybe in their free time, but they are far from experts. Like so far from experts. And so... And I'm just going to rattle this stuff off, so forgive me if I'm not paying attention to the chat. Nice guy. Went into O'Reilly's, explained that there was a noise in my engine. I just wanted somebody, to give me some guidance on what I should do next. Guy came out to the car with me. I turned the engine on. He seemed to think it was the belt as well. And then he proceeded to sell me a lubricant that dang it, what's the word? A lubricant that he said might take care of the noise. He was like, oh, we have this lubricant, so I'll just sell you this. And so I go in the store with him. I buy the lubricant. We come back out to the car. He starts putting it on the belt. Now, the sound did go down a bit after he applied the lubricant. And then it started right back up again. And then he was like, yeah, it's the belt. And so basically I needed to get to a mechanic anyway. But just my luck, my phone was in the car. The engine was running, so of course the keys were in the car. We closed the trunk of the car. I go around to the door, and it is locked. I think the auto lock got engaged at some point. So now I'm locked out of my car with the engine running and Mickey inside of the vehicle. I have AAA. And so I can call AAA if I have a phone, which is locked inside the bloody van. And I could not freaking believe it. So I'm standing outside my locked car with the keys and my phone inside the car. And my little bottle of lubricant that I just bought from O'Reilly's in my hand, and the sky literally falling. I have changed my clothes at least 4 times today from being sopped in rain. Just from going out and looking under the hood, standing out in the rain waiting to get back into my car. Now, luckily, like I said, I bought, the belt lubricant stuff while I was in O'Reilly's. And so I had my wallet in my pocket, and it had my old AAA card in it, which had my AAA number. And luckily, the O'Reilly's guy, he just handed me his cell phone. And so I called AAA. He did have a tool in the shop, and he was like, well, not the shop, the store. And he ran in and get it, but he couldn't get my door open. And so, he was like, you need to call AAA. And then I am just stuck outside my van. And I called AAA, and I didn't even know the address of the place that I was at. I mean, luckily it was in O'Reilly's, and they gave me the address, and he let the phone calls come to his phone, and eventually, I got connected with AAA, and they came out, and they unlocked my door, and I was able to get in the van to Mickey, and by the time all this went down, the day was gone. I wasn't going to get to a mechanic that night. And I was just happy to have the cat in my arms, to be back in my van that I had been locked out of. Like, all of those things. So yeah. That's what the adventure of today has been. I am right now, I'm in I'm in a parking lot of a Pilot. I'm gonna go to see a mechanic first thing in the morning. And otherwise, I'm just sitting here. I put on a clean t-shirt. I took off all my wet shoes. I just got finished wiping down my floor because everything's wet. I have like a giant bag full of wet clothes that I need to get to a laundromat. I have trash from the last couple of days because basically 3 days ago, and I'll do a more detailed video about that. 3 days ago, I basically found out that my show had been pushed back a week for multiple reasons having to do with the space and COVID and stuff like that. And so it had been pushed back a week. So I was like, okay, I have a week where I could like go out and boondock. And that's, of course, the week that the sky decides to fall in California. And so I hit snow conditions, and then I drove away to avoid those. I hit rain conditions, and I drove away to avoid getting stuck there and not be able to get back in time. I have basically, like, I would have been better staying put in the city. I had adventures. Like, I don't think this is the end of I'm not like, van life sucks. I mean, living in a vehicle, shit's gonna break. It's a machine. And, I try as much as I can to stay ahead of things that I'm aware of. And so in that way, somebody's alarm is going off. In that way, I'm doing my best. I mean, it's just part of living in a vehicle. And so I'm just gonna keep it moving tomorrow. See what's up and do my thing. But right now, honestly, I just want to drink some hot tea and watch some Netflix. The sky has been horrible, so I have about this much power. That doesn't mean anything, but like I have to sip power, or I would go ahead and finish the video that I started editing the day before yesterday. I did give myself a little piece of chocolate because I was like, I need some comfort food, but I was good. It was a little piece of chocolate, and then I moved on. I had my little piece of chocolate, had myself calm down, and then I ate my healthy dinner. So it's just been complicated, and I think, like, I just have a bunch of disappointment about what I thought I was going to be doing right now, which was like, having a week to get my head together before, I was kind of caught up in city work type stuff. So yeah, right now, I cannot believe I got locked out of my van and then ended up standing out in the rain waiting for AAA to get to me. And they prioritized me, and it's just because the weather sucks. And they prioritized me because I told them I had an animal in the vehicle, but they still can only get to you so fast from wherever the heck they are coming from. And I think I saw something scroll by about why didn't I just go to AAA first? I mean, like, the person you call on the phone is just an operator. So like, calling AAA when there was literally an auto parts store like 10 feet from me didn't make sense. I saw that scroll by really quick. I'm kind of watching things out of the corner of my eye, but I just needed to get sort of all of that out. But it was like miserable because the sky is literally falling, and it's just rain. It's a lot of rain. There's flood warnings all up and down California right now. And yeah. All right, I'm going to scroll back and see what people are saying because I was just watching stuff scroll by. Hello to everybody. Thank you for wanting to check in on me. I feel a mess right now. I don't like doing videos like this because I feel that's why usually especially in the early days of my channel, people be like, well, you telling about us after, why don't you show us what's going on when it's going on? And my whole thing is like, when something bad happens, I'm used to this thought that nobody cares. I got to take care of it myself, and I should just like focus on it myself. And so a lot of times I don't talk about things until after they're like way over. And so I'm like, this bad thing happened, but it happened yesterday. I took care of it because that's what I'm supposed to do. And I'm moving on. Like, you know, I needed to put on my big girl panties, take care of the problem, and move forward. And that's where a lot of the emotion was coming from in the previous videos. Just like, I've geared myself not to be a burden. Because I feel like everybody has problems, so mine's isn't better than anybody else's, and I just need to take care of it. And that's usually what I do. I just like jump into it, try to take care of it, try not to whine about it along the way. Yeah. Hot Rod PC says, you're right, far from experts, just enthusiasts for the most part, but they know the basics most of the time. Hot Rod PC, my experiences with AutoZone and O'Reilly's is a lot of times I could have skipped them and went straight to the mechanic. Like I said, this guy was super nice, but I don't know that, you know, the results really changed if I had just gone straight to a mechanic anyway. Yeah. The best reviewed mechanic I could find, even if I got a AAA recommended one, which I think you can look up online. I think you can look AAA recommended mechanics up online. And like Tina, I just saw that serpentine belts squeak a lot when it rains. Somebody else also said it might just be the rain, but if I haven't heard it before, it's still a good idea to get it checked out. Amanda, thank you for the $20 super chat. That was completely not necessary. Bless you. Linda Smith says, shoot, I was driving when you was live. Dang, I missed it again. I'm still live, Linda. Anissa says, OMFG, I locked myself out my van last week with my phone in person. Don't you hate when you can like look through the window and you're like, it's right there and I can't touch you? I could not believe I got locked out. And the crazy thing was like, it was because the guy actually could not get my hood to close. And so I was about to get in the van. I was like, I got it, because my hood's tricky, so I know how to get it to close. So I went over there, did the thing, slammed it down, and I think when the lock latched, it also triggered the lock in the van. So because I went out to help him close my hood, and I didn't take the keys out before I did, I think that's like what started the auto lock mechanism and locked me out of the van. Harden already answered that. Judy says, well, you won't need a shower now. I have had so many dirty showers from the dirty rain that's falling out of the sky right now. At least it's just rain, because last night there was like so much wind. Like I was afraid, like the van was shaking because the winds were like so high last night. And you know me, I usually just sleep through stuff. I was scared. Like, that's how strong the wind was last night. Now, tonight is just rain, and it's annoying, and you literally cannot go outside the door without getting drenched. Like, you are drenched. Like, when I was on earlier, people were like, show us your engine. I was like, I don't think you understand, like, what is falling from the sky right now. Linda, my Cash App is usually listed in the description. I honestly don't know it off the top of my head. But it's usually in the description of my videos. Cause I don't like to push it too much, but I just drop it there just so if people want to find it, it's there. Leanne says, my goodness, sounds like you had a bad day. I guess that's the same. Uh-oh, I got disconnected. I'm back. I hope I didn't lose anything because I got disconnected for a second, I think. Yeah, I think I might have lost some chats. That's annoying because I want to... Stupid device. It's hard to do this on a cell phone. If anybody else sent a super chat, I think I lost it. Cactus, thank you so much for the $19.99 super chat. It's not necessary. Brock says, you've done everything you can, get some rest and everything will work itself out. Don't overwhelm yourself. Thank you. I thank you. That's what I want to do is, just get some rest, watch some Netflix, hug my kitty and take care of it in the morning. Amanda says, I'm so glad you got online today. We do care. Thank you, Amanda. Kathy says, plug into the power at Pilot. I ain't going out in that rain. There's enough power in my little Jackery to get me through the night, and there'll be a little bit of sunlight to catch tomorrow morning. I can deal with the amount of power I have. Let me see. And just as I say that, my phone is like, Dawn, try to find Mike Morales' channel on YouTube. He's really good at forecasting weather. And that's from Sue. I actually have the AccuWeather app on my phone. Like, I knew rain was coming, but like the severity of it sort of crept up on me, and the wind, for some reason the GPS wasn't correct about where I was, and so it was still giving me weather for Berkeley, even though I wasn't in Berkeley, and I didn't realize that till later in the day, because it was like, oh, the rain's gonna stop in like 60 minutes, and I was like, all right, cool, 60 minutes. Nope. Liar. James says it's good that you ask for help online. Everyone will be happy to help you. Thank you so much. Kelly B says everybody has problems, but lots of people want to help, and I'm sure you help people when they need help. Thank you, Kelly B. I try. I feel like I don't do enough. Like, Nancy McIntyre says, I like AutoZone for their computer to tell me what's wrong, but now I got one. That's the thing, Nancy. This didn't have a code. I actually have a, what is it called? An OBD2 scanner now. And it works just fine, but there was no code. It was just this noise. So there wasn't anything to read because there was no code it wasn't throwing up a code because there was no light on. Teach the cat to open the door. That's what Susan Spring said. The funny thing is, I think Mickey slept through the whole thing. Like, he didn't know anything was wrong. He's just like, okay, she left the van. She'll be back. like, I think he was fine the whole time. I'm panicking because I know he's in there. Uncivilized says, I keep a key around my neck at all times. Yeah, I need to have a better method because I actually do have 2 keys, but I was jumping in and out the van, and I haven't yet figured out a smart, and I don't want suggestions from people, but I need to figure out a smart placement for that second key, and I don't think around my neck would work. But obviously it needs to be someplace I wouldn't, it's like the key hidden outside your house, but I haven't figured out the smart way to do that yet. Chris says, you're loved and cared about. I understand your defensive independence. I'm that way. You figure if you don't count on anyone else, then they can't let you down. Why you calling me out, Chris? This is so true. Like, if you don't count on anybody, you can't get let down. And so, like, that's like an armor I've been wearing for you. You called me out, Chris. You're exactly right. Paige says, praying tomorrow will bring you a lot of blessings. Life can be stressful, but keep positive. Thank you, Paige. Navmar Roaming said, I think it was important to rule out the wet belt. D. Walker says, we all need help now and then. That's true. Tina's Journal of Journeys says, pulleys go bad all the time. Caroline seems to think it's also either a pulley or a serpentine tensioner. It's hard to say words. A Tumblebug, thank you for the 3 hearts. D. Huffman, thank you for the thumbs up reminder, even though thumbsing up this video feels weird. Judy says, you are not a burden. I feel like your family. Prayers. Thank you, Judy. Marguerite Parsons, thank you for the $5 super chat. And the best wishes. Sarah Bell says, last night's wins were so crazy. Yes, they were. Like, you know, I'm just because I read win, it doesn't, I didn't know my van was going to feel like it was attacked by a tornado. Is that tornado? I think that's the right piece of weather. Denise Braxton says, I never close my door all the way when my car is running. Well, the thing is, I don't trust that Mickey's not going to get spooked. But honestly, there was actually a crack in the door about this big. But if the lock latches, even if the door is not all the way closed, you can't get it back open. Which is great when I'm inside the car, you know, to know, like, if I accidentally don't close the door all the way, it'll still be locked. Linda, oh my God, thank you for the Cash App. I can't check it while I'm live because I'm using my cell phone. So actually I might be able to. I might be like ignorant. Let me see. I don't know what this looks like on your end because I can't see anything because I'm scrolling. I can't really tell because I'm like using my cell phone. Low on the Go says, oh, Dawn, you're so valuable. This was a hard day for you. Thank you. Amy says, you can see the weight loss in your beautiful face. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Amy. Once I'm not live, I should be able to go into the Cash App, but I can't really do it unless I end the live stream. Just because, like, the phone's not gonna let me do it. Beverly Wilson says, check out National Motor Club. AAA sucks. I used to be an NMC agent. You get way more benefits than AAA. NMC allows tolls or lockouts, etc. every 24 hours. AAA is only 4 times yearly. Oh, I didn't know that. I'll have to look into National Motor Club. Thank you. Carol says I lost 122 pounds about 4 years ago. You go, girl. 100 plus club. That's what I'm talking about, Carol. Like, that is an accomplishment. D. Huffman says I need to have a key hidden in my cell phone case. Well, in this case, my phone was in the car when I was locked out. So the cell phone case isn't going to work. This is not the first time. It's been a while, but this is not the first time I've locked myself out of my car with my cell phone inside the car. So not in my cell phone case. That's a bad idea. Because I can still lock myself out. Jana, is it Jana? Jana Banana? We are in for an atmospheric river in Santa Cruz, and we have evacuations for possible mudslides. Great. Yeah, like, California's getting beaten right now. I hope, like, the evacuations aren't too crazy for you. LS says my car was making crazy whining noises. Turned out it was my alternator. Smiley Bandit says WeatherBug is a good app. I'll give that one a try too. I mean, AccuWeather hasn't been bad. It's been a GPS issue, so that could be from the cell phone, not the app. Because it wasn't about it not reporting the right weather. It was about it not knowing where I was, which means the GPS wasn't giving it the right information. So that might be a phone issue. But I will try the WeatherBug app. There's nothing against having more than one app on your phone for that. Chanel Perez says, thankfully my car won't lock if the key is within 10 feet of it. Modern vehicles, of which this is not. If you live in your van, you have to have a stash key, rookie. I know that, but I haven't thought of the place. I mean, you want the Hot Rod PC is reiterating that code readers are only good for when you have a computer problem with the vehicle. Exactly. Like if there's a misfire and a light comes on, that's when the code reader's useful. And even then, you just can take the Google and it still might be like a bunch of different things, but at least like you have the information ahead of time. Give me a second. Oh my God, boy, how'd you get so long? All right. Sorry. For anyone just tuning in, once this becomes like an archived video, basically, after I went to O'Reilly's, I got locked out of my van. And that's been the last few hours of my life. I was locked out of my van with Warren down on me. He locked in the van. And now I'm in a parking lot and I'm going to go see a mechanic in the morning. Everybody seems to think it's the belt. So we'll just get that looked at tomorrow. Honestly, the sound isn't as bad as it was. It's still making it, but it's not as bad as it was. But either way, I want to go, because some people have said it could be the wet conditions. That hasn't been entirely ruled out. But it's better to get it checked, and so I will get it checked in the morning. So Northwood, $4.99 super chat. I considered it sort of karma. Like, I got a gift, so I gave a gift. Um, I'm glancing at some of these comments. Some of them I'm not going to read out loud because some of them are key suggestions. I'm probably not going to take any of them, but I also don't want anybody to go. Like, you want to make sure that's information only, like, you have in your brain. LaShawn, thank you for the $19.99 super chat. Pamela says, Dawn, just doing the live. Did you get my message about a mobile mechanic? Like I don't know. Like, my phone was locked in the car, and then as soon as I got in the car, I just went someplace where I knew I could sleep for the night. You can see the scrolling reflected in your glasses. Rick Martin, yeah, right. Yeah. I'm scrolling because I'm probably gonna go to bed soon because I'm just my brain is slowing down, but I want to see if there's anything else I want to reply to. I see a lot of suggestions on where to hide a key. Cynthia Wilson, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Karen, congratulations on getting your vaccine. We got another person advising the WeatherBug app. I will add that app to my phone. For anybody who contributed on CashApp, I'm going to open that app as soon as I close this live stream. And then I'm just going to, you should get a reply, like in the form of a heart or something. Because I usually heart those right away. Those are actually really easy to do. I like those almost more than PayPal, because with PayPal, it's so like convoluted to even like let the person know that you received anything. And it's kind of a pain in the butt. With Cash App is much easier. Navmar roaming. Pin key to bra. LOL. I like that. The bra key. Kathy Lewis, thank you for the $10 super chat. Chris Cannon said O'Reilly didn't have a Slim Jim. I think that's what he was trying to use, and he couldn't get the door open. I don't know what a Slim Jim is, but if it's like a thin, like, metal thing that's supposed to, like, unlock the door, either he didn't know what he was doing or it didn't work. The AAA guy, once he got there, he got me in the car in, like, I want to say, like, 5 minutes once he actually got there. Because he used one of those, puffer things, and then he just rolled the window down, and then we unlocked the door because the window buttons are right at the top. So once he created that gap, he just stuck that little rod through there and rolled down the window. And I was in the car really quickly once he actually got there. But yeah, the O'Reilly's guy had that. I don't know if the Slim Jim is that thin thing he was trying to use, but it didn't work. Liz Carter says, I know saying it could always be worse isn't always nice to hear, but I do believe everything happens for a reason. Maybe you were meant to leave where you were for a reason unknown to you. Yeah, and for all I know, with all this rain coming, it would have just got worse if I hadn't pulled out of there. And when things go wrong with the van, I do feel safer closer to city streets. Because I know, like, I usually try to put myself in the best position possible before I go heading up a mountain somewhere. But things happen. It's a vehicle, you know? It's part of the choice to live in a vehicle. Is that the rain we... Didn't get a chance to start the static camper van because my phone was locked. And by the time I got settled, I wanted to jump on live and check in with you guys and just like not have you guys worried about me for the rest of the night. I don't want to type in mobile mechanic on Craigslist. Craigslist doesn't have reviews. So I don't know who I'm getting just because they call themselves there's no qualifiers to call yourself a mobile mechanic on Craigslist. Like, unless somebody says this is my friend Joe and I know he's legit. I've used those guys before, but I ain't trusting nothing that just because somebody say they a mechanic on Craigslist. There's literally no qualifications to do that. Oh, Marguerite Parsons in regards to the Slim Jim, which I think the guy was asking about earlier. Marguerite says after 2000, car makers All right, I'm about to sign off, guys. I see a lot of stuff about this. I am not in a headspace. I don't even 100% know what I'm looking at to do that myself. I am not in a headspace to even try to do it myself, and the sky is falling. So I want to, like, the van to be in a place with somebody who knows what they're doing, where I'm not risking my house on something I've never done before, where I barely know what I'm looking at. So me doing it myself is not happening, period. I'd rather pay a mechanic a little extra and protect my house than save money by trying to do it myself. And that's not because I'm rich. I'm far from, like, look at this van. This ain't pimp living. like, look at that right there. That's all the trash from when I was camped. This is not pimp living. I ain't got that kind of money. But, you know, it's your house. It's like you could fix your own, like, you know, roof on your actual sticks and bricks house, but are you like, do I actually trust myself to do that? I don't. like, period. So yeah, it's not something I want to do myself. If I had like that uncle or that cousin or that brother who was like, all right, I'm going to teach you how to do this so that you can do it yourself in the future, I'd be all in. But I'm not going to watch a YouTube video, barely know what I'm watching, barely know what I'm doing, in pouring rain conditions that aren't stopping anytime soon, trying to do something I never did before. It's not going to happen. It's definitely going to be a mechanic job. If it costs a little bit extra to do it that way, that's what I gotta do to make sure I have a home that actually runs. You know, I gotta go to bed. Guys, thank you for checking in on me. I'm going to pop over to, what's that app called? CashApp. My brain don't even work as soon as I end this. Thank you for all the love and support. I'm trying to get over my guilt of even jumping on YouTube about this, and that's just me. That's just something I struggle with. All right, see you later.